I had an idea how to make a walking stick into a camera mount. So you've got your own little monopod here. If you're interested in something like that, stick around. I'll show you what I did. So this is really not a difficult task to do. And I've got this walking stick. I'll show you what the procedure is on this. I drill a 1/4 inch hole, just roughly 3 inches deep. Now, my thought on this, maybe you can see this. This has a real open grain, and I thought it might split easy. So I was originally going to build a sleeve to go over the outside of it, like you'd put on a file handle or something like that. And I changed my mind. What I decided to do, I drilled a hole, a 1/4 inch hole, about 3 inches deep. Nothing here is critical. And then I made an insert. And what I did on this insert, this was just a 3/8 16 bolt. I rounded off the head, drilled and tapped it all the way through. And then this is just a piece of all thread that I cut off. It goes to about the midpoint on here. And I super glued this. This will screw in. This piece of wood, I drilled it 3 inches deep with a 1/4 inch. Then I did 5/16, and then I actually threaded this 3/8 16. So this piece will screw in, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some epoxy in there, and that way that stays in place. I'll fill the bottom with epoxy, maybe make it a little stronger. That's what the hope is. So it's really a very simple process. Then you end up with a monopod, not having to carry your tripod everywhere you go. You don't have to make the end of that round, but I did. I made it a 1/2 inch in diameter, and then I used a 1/2 inch Forstner bit to recess it. I thought that looked a little bit neater that way, but not a necessity. You know, my wife had a good suggestion. Not everybody's going to want to make these inserts. So I'm making one of these for her, and, you know, different shirt, different day. Okay, I'm only home 1 day a week, so that's my life. All right, here are the components that I'm going to use for this. Let's see if we can get this in here. Okay, these are the components. This is a 1/4 20 threaded insert, and this is a 1/4 inch Allen head set screw. And I'll show you how that's going to go together. You got this piece of all thread that's going to go down in here so that this thing doesn't split and doesn't need a sleeve on the top of it. So what I'm going to do, as you're aware, some camera mounts have the little stud on the bottom and some don't. So what this is, the Allen set screw is going to be for the instances where you need that. And what I'm going to do, this is going to screw down into here, and I put a nut on here so that it gives you approximately the right number of threads sticking out the top. And the reason for that is because we're going to put the threaded rod into the bottom of this, and we don't want to screw it in too far. If it's screwed in too far, then this won't go in deep enough to use for your camera. And if it goes in too far, it won't work for the camera. And then if you need one that's got the that doesn't need the threaded inserts, you just unscrew that. You have to keep up with this. That's the only downside to this little project. Okay, now that we've got the depth established on this, I'm going to back this off a few turns, and I'm going to put a drop, in theory, of super glue on here. Just enough. Thread this back in till it bottoms out. And if you've never used the activator before, spritz a little activator on the super glue, and now the super glue's set. Just that quick. So I can take the insert, and this will thread down into the top, and we'll use the nut that I put on here to space it with. We'll use that to screw the insert in. All right, now that you've got this seated all the way, back the nut off. You won't need that anymore. And then you can take this out, and if it's in there too tight, it does use an Allen key, 1/8 inch Allen key to unscrew it. And then you've got your place for the camera stud to go. So let's see how one of these works. So one of the things that I've kind of noticed with this, it works as a counterbalance. So if you're wanting to do a vlog style thing, then you can carry this. Now you could put a ball head on here. I'll show you something else in just a second. This is just a standard GoPro mount, but you could put a ball head on top of this, put the GoPro mount on the ball head, and then you got any angle that you want. With stabilization though, instead of just having a selfie stick in your hand that bounces around, with this you've got a counterweight, so when you walk you can have a pretty stable video. And that's just my opinion, but I'll do a little demo in a minute and we'll see how that works out. The other thing is perspectives. I see a lot of people that walk and they've got the little front down, shows their feet and all that. Well, you can do that with this. It's going to follow the angle of the walking stick. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm going to try it and we'll see. I'll put that toward the end of the video and let you see what the results are. This is more what I built mine for, but you can put the GoPro, that's an Ace Pro that I was showing you a minute ago, but I got the Insta360 because this has a battery in it. You can control the camera from here. And I've got my monopod, everything all in one little nice little neat package. And with this, you don't need a ball head on top because the 360 is just getting everything everywhere. And the nice thing is, I still have this. Well, I better get back here because I don't even know if it'll pick it up. So I've got an extension for this. I know it won't pick that up because that's up in the tree. But you can see the versatility of this. That was what I was after, was something that was a little more versatile. But again, you have the additional stability when you're walking that is going to keep some of your bouncy motions out of here. So for this little piece right here, I'm gonna not be using a microphone or anything. I just want to show you the stability. So I'm holding the walking stick somewhere around the middle. So the counterbalance on the walking stick kind of avoids the motion. Now I want to show you an interesting perspective that I think this thing will do. Haven't tried it yet, so here we go. I'm not going to talk during this part because it's going to be, the mic's going to be facing away from me and I'm not using an external mic, but I just want to see what the perspective looks like. Okay. Okay, well, I'll have to see what that looks like because I haven't tried it yet. But anyway, with a microphone, you could keep on talking while you were doing that. But I don't think with the mic facing me and the camera facing, or the camera facing my feet and the mic facing my feet, I don't think it'll work very well. Doing it like this, I think it'd be fine. So I think this is going to work great for what we have in the near future. We're going to do a 6-mile walk at the Volks March. So maybe I'll see you there. Until then, I'm going to throw a video up over here you might like. YouTube's going to throw one down here you might like. I'll catch you in one of those, or I'll catch you down the road.